What's up, JEFusion fans? This is Philip, and welcome back to another Kamen Rider Revice video. Now, with the beginning of the new season of the show, we are also introduced to a new type of enemy called the Gifterian. So, how is this new enemy or this new monster different from the Deadmans that we have encountered before? So, to better differentiate them, we should take a look at the Deadmans first, or the Giftex, if you're going to consider, enemies like Ortega and Julio and the rest of the higher ranking officials in the Deadman Corps, if you want to say like so. So the Deadmans that we've seen so far, at least before episode 15, so they came in three phases. So phase one is basically summoning, right? Now, to summon a dead man, so you need to use a Vice stamp. So these Vice stamps that are also the source of Ikki's other forms as Revice. So let's say the mammoth genome, the lion genome, and so on and so forth. So these are the stamps that are used to create a dead man. So you use these Vice stamps on someone, and it summons a monster that is related to the stamp. And you notice that it looks like a folded piece of paper, like some sort of origami, because uh, it's a contract, right? It's a sheet of paper. So folding it and then mixing it with whatever animal is on the theme of the Vice stamp, so you get your basic dead man. So next we move on to phase two, where the contractor and the monster, or the dead man, or you can also say like the inner demon of that person, so they become one, and so the form of the dead man also changes to a more powerful looking one, and it no longer looks like origami. So the next one is phase three. So this one may require the power of GIF itself. Now, it's basically the same as phase two form wise, so it looks the same. However, you are more powerful. Now, it does come at a cost. So once you reach level 3 or phase 3, you are now what is called a Giftex. So individuals like Ortega and Julio, for example, and later on, uh, the imposter who posed as Yujiro Kobayashi, Wakabayashi rather. So, all those enemies that we've seen, so they are already Giftex. So again, looks wise, it's the same as phase 2, but you are more powerful. However, this does come at a cost. Once you reach phase 3, you are now completely bonded to your inner demon, making you and your demon basically one and the same. Now, for phase 1 and 2, we can consider the contractor and the demon to be separate entities. So, this is why when Ikki uses his rider kicks, for example, so he is able to either destroy the dead man, so if it's in phase one, or separate the dead man from the contract holder in phase two. However, once you hit phase three, and for example, you're on the receiving end of a rider kick from Ikki, or any other of the common riders, you are a goner. Okay, so this is what we see happen basically from episodes 13 to 15. So yeah, there's no turning back. So this is actually where the Volcano Rex genome comes in. If you haven't seen my video talking about what the Volcano genome can do, so I'm going to link it down in the description below. So George Karizaki developed the volcano genome for Ikki to use because he knows that Ikki's morals affect his way of fighting. Now, anytime that Ikki sees, or when he realized that the Giftex that he defeated basically die, it weighs so much on his morality. He he's the one that feels like he's got to go and save everybody when he can, right? So even when they're enemies, so he is willing to defeat the monsters. He's willing to defeat the demons. However, he wants to save lives. But for a level 3 or a phase 3, once you're a gift hex, right? Again, we've seen this happen. Like when Ikki Rider kicked the imposter Wakabayashi, and then it vanishes in front of him, right? So basically, Ikki just killed a person, and that's not gonna go well on his conscience. So, with that in mind, this is why George Karizaki develops the volcano genome. So now, let's move on to the Gifterians. Now, Gifterians are obviously different from all the Deadmans that we've seen before. So first, they require the use of the Gifvice stamp. So this is the original black Vice stamp that we've seen in episode 1. That is, of course, probably the most powerful and the most evil of the stamps that we've seen so far. So this stamp is currently in Ortega's position, or possession rather. So it basically functions similarly with the Vice stamps that we've seen before. However, instead of summoning a demon from a person, well, to put it bluntly, the person is devoured by the demon in order for it to manifest. So basically, no, it's much worse than becoming a Giftex. It's much more, it's much more terrifying if you think about it. Once you're stamped with the gift stamp, whether you're willing or not, you're dead. You're basically dead. So there's no saving you, really. And episode 18 actually shows us this. I'm not gonna spoil what happened, but in the previous episode, we do see one of the cult members, one of the believers, one of Gift-sama's believers, right? So she was basically a sacrifice. She was turned into a Giftex, albeit on her own volition, but okay, so this the next part, maybe a bit of a spoiler for like last week's episode. So this is where, right, Ikki uses his volcano genome for the first time. So he uses it in hopes that he is able to separate a gift hex from a contractor. So again, like I've mentioned earlier, the Volcano Rex genome was made by Karizaki with the idea of separating a phase 3 from its demon in mind, right? So the Gifterian being basically a different creature, so this is something that they did not expect. So seeing that after his rider kick, the Gifterian simply was destroyed without separating from the human host, means that once you become a Giftarian, you're already a goner. So again, uh, we can say that the Giftarian is more powerful, or it potentially could be more powerful than a Giftex. However, uh, it's a bit more bestial in its actions. It acts a bit more mindless, while usually when we see Giftex, again, individuals like Ortega and Julio, and maybe Aguilera is considerably a Giftex herself, so they still have their own minds intact. So they're still able to keep their sentience. So they're able to think, act, and do the things they do as they can as people, right? As if they were people. I mean, they're still people, basically. They're just literal monsters. In a sense, like genetically speaking, they're like their genetics have been completely changed to become fully infused with that demonic DNA. However, when you become a Giftarian, you're basically more of an animal. At yeah, we can say it's more powerful, but you basically lose your mind in the process. So that's why, again, not only is your body completely destroyed, your mind as well. So it basically leaves nothing, right? Once you become a Giftarian, nothing's left. So that's why it's much more of a dilemma for Ikki now, right? So is he going to keep on fighting, knowing that no, uh, he could not? Well, actually, this could be pretty much less of a dilemma now that I think about it, because I was supposed to say that Ikki is forced to fight people, or he's rather forced to kill people who have become Giftarians. But again, if you think about it with what I said earlier, once you become a Giftarian, you're dead anyway, right? Even before Ikki Rider kicks you into oblivion, the moment you're a Giftarian, the moment you turn into a Giftarian, you're gone. You're dead. There's no turning back. There's no saving you. Sorry, Ikki. Right now, it's a choice that you are probably going to have to. It's a hard pill that you're gonna have to swallow right now. Now, I guess the best way for Ikki to get around this problem is to either destroy the gift stamp, that stamp in Ortega's possession that he uses to turn people into Giftarians, or maybe get that or take that from Ortega one way or another, and maybe it could be a key to solving that dilemma. So if I were George Karizaki, for example, I would order Ikki to actually just take that gift stamp, uh, knowing that it may be useful one way or another someday, and destroying it, or let's say again, if I were Karizaki, asking Ikki, or probably even other writers in general, so asking them to destroy the gift stamp is a last resort option. So only when we have absolutely no choice, only then we destroy the gift stamp. But I think that it's more likely that Karizaki would need that gift stamp intact for future projects. So again, we could say that the gift vice stamp, or the gift stamp, could actually be the key to, let's say, unlocking Revise, and probably even Vice's final form in the future. So maybe we're going to have to watch more episodes to see what happens with that. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. please do leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell so you get the latest from JEFusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.